Hey guys, welcome back to the Saturday Night Show. Now, obviously, we just had a tech difficulty where it cut out, and that may happen again. So if it does, don't worry. The stream will be back within like 2 minutes. It's just Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi's dumb. But with that, we hope you guys enjoyed the opening video, and if you did miss some of it, it will be at the end of the stream once again for you guys to view. Tonight, though, I would like to start off with a warning. Now, what we will be talking tonight is about civil rights and about social justice. But with these things comes, well, a lot of heavy topics. And so we would encourage that there should be guidance with the younger eyes and ears as they watch this due to the topics we'll be discussing, such as death and things like that. But with the warning out of the way, and I believe everything going well, as I'm looking down here, I think we're going to get started. So our first guest tonight, and just to know, as we are being joined by guests tonight, know that the games, it won't be as fun of games and trivia and stuff like that, as it will be taking on a more serious tone. So with that, let us add our first guest of the night, Jamiel. All right, let's see if we can get Jamiel on the call. Jamiel, oh, there he is! Welcome to the show!
What's up?
So glad to have you on the show with us.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
As I ask all my guests, and even though this is one of the last episodes, I'm still going to ask it. Can you give us a little background about yourself so the audience can get to know you better?
My name's Jamiel. I go to the same school as David, the host of the show, and I don't know. I just came here to have fun.
That's good enough for me, and I think that's good enough for them. So let's do some stuff here. So first off, we're going to start off with some trivia for you. Your topic is civil rights. It'll be 10 questions to see how many you can get, and see if you can rank on the leaderboard. Currently, right now, third place is a three-way tie between Lake Howe meme page, two of their admin, and Lake Howe Theater Company meme page, Robbie Drescher, all for 6 out of 10. Then we have second place, held by Toby Schreiner, which is 8 out of 10. And first place by Caitlin, which is 9 out of 10. So yeah.
9 out of 10. Dang.
She did amazing, but none of these numbers are set because the finale will change all of that. So we'll see.
All right.
So let's do this. All right. Question number 1. Martin Luther King's birthday became a federal holiday under which president?
Dang. I didn't think you were. All right. I have no idea, to be honest.
Think the time period.
Is it Kennedy?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is wrong. It is Ronald Reagan. I actually guessed. Whenever I make these, I go through and I guess it first before I find the answers, and so I guessed Kennedy as well. So,
Yeah, I thought it was Kennedy.
You're fine. You're fine on that. Okay, you can still tie for first right now if you get the rest right. So, the National Guard prevented 9 African American students, or as they truly are, American students, from attending what city's all-white Central High School?
Oh, shoot. I've heard of this story, but it's been so long since I learned it. That was in 7th grade when I learned that.
If you can give us the state, or if you can give us the city, you get the point.
Was it Alabama?
Final answer.
Yeah.
It is close. It starts with It's Arkansas.
Oh my god.
Arkansas, you know?
I'm gonna get all these wrong.
You're fine, you're fine. Technically, if you get them all right, you can still tie for second. So, you have hope. And don't worry, no matter what score you get, it doesn't really count until the finale's over, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on here. Number 3. According to Malcolm X, what did the X in his name represent?
Holy crap. You told me these are. Okay. Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea.
And as your topics are actually quite, some of these are a little tough, I will give you 3 hints in total to use throughout the rest of this round.
Shoot. I don't know. An X?
Yep,
That's
the
what he.
X was in.
An X represented. It was a
What did the X
representation of him?
represent? Yeah.
Dang. I know like so much about certain people, but I don't know like I guess the trivia wise. But dang, that's tough. I have no idea actually.
Do you think it has to do with his ties to the groups he was with? Do you think it has to do with his family? Do you think it has to do with friends, background, childhood nickname?
Think maybe maybe a childhood nickname.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, you're close. It's a family name. It's from his
Dang.
African ancestors' family name. That's okay. You're good. You're on a roll. 3 wrong.
Yeah.
Not the roll you want, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Next up here. On March 2nd, 1955, 9 months before the arrest of Rosa Parks, what 15-year-old refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus?
You said it's not Rosa Parks.
No, it's not. This is 9 months before Rosa Parks. You can give us the first or the last name. Either or counts.
I'm gonna be honest, David. I don't think you're gonna get a 0 out of me.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
telling you.
you will claim that spot though solely. Like no one's done that, so I mean that's a record.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I'm so confused. I have no idea, David.
Do you want to take a hint?
Yeah.
Okay. How could I give you a hint on this one? I'm not. Oh, this is a terrible one to offer a hint on. I don't know how I would give you a hint.
You want a hint? No.
You just used your hint, but I can't really give you one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're down to 2 now.
Alright.
Yeah, so I'm not going to count that one as a hint whatsoever, because I have no clue how I would give it to you. Just throw out a random girl name out there.
Tiffany.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's Claudette Colvin. Currently, I'm with your score right now. For missed. That was my score so far.
When you were answering your questions, did you get any of these right?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 5. Yeah, 5.
Alright.
But this next one, you might know. I don't know if they put in the history books. I don't remember learning this, but maybe. Dr. King was assassinated on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis. He was there in support of a strike by members of what profession?
Wasn't it just a church group? I think it was a church group.
Final answer.
Yeah.
No, you're so close. You could have gotten this. Sanitation. Keeping people
Sanitation?
clean. Yeah, it's very weird, but you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Sanitation? He was working on a sanitation group and got shot for it?
Yeah, he was. They were protesting for they had to clean everything, and their work conditions were terrible. There was no safety precautions and stuff, I believe, and they didn't get enough pay, and so they're protesting with them for better pay and all that. So.
Man, these questions are all so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This whole episode's gonna be sad. It's deep stuff. Okay. Martin Luther shows up a lot in this though, so you'll see more of him soon. Okay. Next up, who was the NAACP attorney in the Brown versus Board of Education case?
Hint?
Okay. Oh, okay. I do have a hint for this one. I can't. So remember, you can get the first name or the last name, and it counts. So his last name has to do with a American clothing outlet. It's clothing, right? Yeah, it's clothing. It's clothing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's clothing, I think.
The Hanes? That's only I don't know a lot of clothing brands, to be honest.
Let's see. I'm gonna go through. You've got Ross. You've got Marshalls. You've got.
It's stores like JCPenney.
JCPenney, which would be a very weird last name.
Yeah, that would be.
Hi, I'm JCPenney.
Good. I'm glad I know you. Like no. I don't know.
Macy's.
Dillard's.
Yeah, and
The
Dillard's.
Dillard's. That's my answer.
Dillard's final answer.
Yeah.
Wrong. It was Marshalls.
Marshalls. That was
Marshalls.
the first thing you said. I should have went with like,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like
Yeah, it was.
the
It was like the
first
second one I said. Yeah. Yeah.
thing you said.
Well, folks,
I can't get this.
keep watching because he may just set a new record for the most missed.
Great. I love this one.
Hey, you'll go down in SNS history as doing something no one else has done before. So.
Horrible. This is just my luck too. Like I was like up. I was like looking up. I was like, man, I'm gonna study so hard and I'm gonna know everything. He's not gonna be able to catch me. I'm like, now I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes I give really, really tough ones, and sometimes it's just like they're usually always tough, but it really depends on what your favorite thing was. Like if I gave you video games, you probably ace that.
Yeah, I would destroy that one.
Okay, next up here, going back to Martin Luther King, MLK. Who shot him on April 4th, 1968?
You know what's funny? My mind went straight to John Wilkes Booth, but I know that's Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's where my mind went when I was answering this one.
Shoot.
And you still have 2 hints left up your sleeve. There are 4 questions, or 3 questions after this, actually.
Could you give me a hint on this one?
If you use one of your hints, I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you give me a hint?
Let's see. How do I give it? Okay. So, remember you can give the first name or the last name on this. Their last name, I don't know why I like to do just the last name, but it just works. Last name is that, yeah, I think it's a baseball team.
Baseball team. Shoot. I have no idea. Man, you said okay. You said this is gonna be easy. You got this.
You do got this. Maybe.
Nah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
He's gonna insert 0 to 10 right now.
We're just gonna assume we can just skip the rest, guys. We know what he's getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, but last name, like a baseball team.
Baseball team.
Yep.
Rays.
What?
Rays.
Bro, you got it.
Yeah.
James Earl Ray.
One. That's the only baseball team I know too. Like, I think there's the Marlins and Red Sox and Yankees, and that's it. I don't know anything else.
And you just happen to know. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny. 1.
Hey, don't worry. You're still holding that record with the least amount scored so far. So. But you got 1, so you can be happy on that.
No, I'm not. At least I'm not stupid. No, I'm just stupid.
Let's see. Okay. Next one up here. Remember, you have 1 hint left, and there are 3 questions left. What is the other name, the nickname for June 19th?
Shoot. Should put text to speech on so you would like I could like re-say the question and it would give me the answer. I have no idea. Can I have my last hint? I think it's my last. Yeah.
You sure you want your last hint?
Yeah, I want to at least get 2 right.
Okay. So, first off, this isn't the hint part. It is a historical event that happened. And what's okay, and the name of this, it's 2 parts. It's 1 word, but 2 parts to this word. The nickname for it ends in teenth. T-E-E-N-T-H is the ending section to the word.
I'm just gonna take a pass. I can't get
just a pass? Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay, now there is a bonus for this. So if you do get this right, you still score the point.
Okay.
Do you want to take a guess at what happened on this date?
Shoot. I guess.
Remember, the topic is civil rights.
Yeah. I'm guessing a protest.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Actually, it was about the Emancipation Proclamation. It was the last slaves, I believe in Texas, were freed on Juneteenth. That's what it's called, June 19th. Or yeah,
Juneteenth.
so this Friday or last Friday, I believe. The Friday the day before, yeah, this
It's the
week.
19th right now.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
Wow, that
today.
sucks.
Come
And
on,
this
man.
is so sad. I'm so sad that I don't know these.
How could you? Okay, maybe you'll get this one.
That's
Maybe.
no
I
bad.
think
This
you've
so
probably
sad.
read this one in school. You should have read this. Who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin? He doesn't know.
Well, I'm ending the Discord. I mean, wait. Zoom call. It's not even a. I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, man. I don't know.
Let's take a
I have no
guess.
idea. I
No
have no
idea?
idea, bro.
Just throw out a
You're
name.
not gonna get
Female's
anything
name.
out of me,
Throw out a female's name. Name. Just go for it.
Jenny.
No, that was wow. That was off. Harriet Beecher Stowe.
I thought you were about to say Harriet Tubman. I was like,
Harriet Tubman. It was co-written by George Washington. You know.
that's a long time ago.
Okay, final one right here. Yeah, I got this one wrong. So high hopes for you. Who was the first African American student to enroll at the University of Mississippi?
I'm gonna guess Martin Luther King did.
Final answer.
Yes.
Dude, you're not right.
Thanks. Thanks for the small hope. Like when you said dude, I was like, wow, yes. And then no. Alright.
It was James Meredith in 1962.
James.
Meredith, yep. That's okay. Your dog knew. They just walked in. They had the answer.
Yeah, he always walks in. I can't keep the door shut.
Oh, my dog does that all the time too, so don't worry about it. Yeah, so that's okay. So folks, remember, so up on the leaderboards now, we do have Jamiel at 1 out of 10, claiming his own spot, and new record actually. So I mean, it is an accomplishment, and you do have a record currently. So
Thanks. At least it's a record.
and, yeah, it is a record.
If someone beats me, I'm gonna be upset. Like if someone like just doesn't know anything like I did, just like and doesn't get one luckily right, I'm gonna be very upset because I want to keep last place. So.
Hey, I mean, we'll see through the seasons of SNS and as it comes and goes. We'll see if anyone ever does beat you, but you'll be on the leaderboards for records. So
yeah. That's cool.
Nice job. All right.
At least I can.
Well, with that, let's get into our world news time. We're going to be talking about the topics you guys and the world right now are going through. Specifically, our topic with Jamiel is civil rights. Are you ready to talk?
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, especially with the things going on in America and the world as we know it right now? What are your specific things that you want to talk about civil rights right now?
I have like a small list. All right.
Oh, he's got a list. He's
so
got a list.
All right. There was. Well, first off, the first thing that happened this year, I think it was the first like thing that brought a lot of attention was the George Floyd situation.
Yes.
But I know there's probably a lot more stories. Like it's been going on for years and years and years, where police brutality and stuff like that. So I know it's like a big problem.
Yeah, there have been a lot of corrupt cops out there, and there's also been a lot of other things that have happened. So it's just, it's been going on for way too long.
Sucks. My dad's dark skin, so it's like sucks to think about that. A person can get choked out and all that stuff for no reason, and like his family and stuff like that is going through a lot. Yeah. And obviously, he's getting a lot of backlash. I call it backlash, but it's like good and bad. That's why I say backlash.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things going out there to our fellow Americans that a lot of us need to stand up and fight for because it's not right.
Yeah.
America can't be truly free unless all of us are free. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Something about that. Yeah. So do you have any other things on your list, or I can bring up topics as well that I have?
Go ahead, bring up one.
All right. So specifically, with like the protests right now, do you honestly think that they'll bring forth a quick change in the civil rights movement, or do you think it will take a lot more time for some change to be seen?
Um, well, there's already like a little bit of change. Like you've seen all the social media posts where the cops take a knee and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing someone took a knee in was during the NFL. I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah,
that was like
Colin
a trend
Kaepernick.
going on. Yeah, and I know our president actually got mad, which was on one of my topics. I'll bring up later. All right. Yeah, but that I think it's a possibility. But I've noticed that in the past, it takes way longer for a big accomplishment to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that with so many more people now, like there was a small amount in our nation, and it took so long just to build the nation. And now that we have like tons and tons of people, I feel like it's gonna be way harder to influence every single one of them.
Yeah, as the population keeps growing, it's hard to turn everyone's minds to it.
Yeah,
So you brought up the topic of the kneeling in the NFL. Did
yeah,
you want to discuss that?
sure. Um, I know that it was a big deal when it was happening, and it actually brought a lot of bad stuff that happened. Like I know some people actually got uh sub subbed out for the whole season.
Yeah,
Like some people got taken out, and they were just paid to not be there. Which I mean, it's cool, but I know that it must suck like to work all your life as a football player, and then like you just can't work. Like they tell you you can't work just because you believe in something else that someone doesn't.
yeah.
So,
Something that like I've seen. I play the devil's advocate. I look at both sides. So like obviously some people saw what they like. So the idea of the kneeling during the national anthem, which is when it usually happened. So on one side of the coin, you have the people that are saying that there needs to be change in America, and they're showing that in a kind of a sense of respect through that kneeling. But then there's the other side of the coin that most of them still want the change, but their argument is yes, there needs to be change, but the national anthem is a time of respect to the country itself. It shouldn't be used as a time to be making points. It should be used as a time to respect. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that argument? How do you see
I
that
feel
side of
like
it?
I feel like you know our nation is built off of the thought of freedom.
Hmm.
So you call it our national. You said national anthem, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So if we're gonna, I feel like that's the best time to bring it up. I mean, like everyone's gonna watch football. It's America. That's what people do. So like if let's say a Super Bowl happens, most people watch that. Even I watch it, and I don't even really enjoy watching football. I only watch basically one or two teams play during the whole season. And I don't know. I feel like it's the best time to represent our nation with a topic that's so serious.
Mm.
Like would you rather like someone bring it up during a national anthem or people keep getting hurt? Like I feel like there's a line you can draw and there's a line that you can push a little bit. Like maybe you can create a new line.
Good points. Good points. Yeah, there are definitely good points on both sides, and that's you've brought up some very good things on that as well. Started. The last thing I said was, do you have any more topics? So, okay, I know where to start. So with that, that concludes our world news time. And thank you, Jamiel, for bringing up so many topics. Honestly, personally, with me, all these protests, these events, these rallies have really changed a
Yeah.
lot of the things I've seen and believed, and changed my perspective on so much. But with that, we will see you guys next week, where we will be talking about how pencils may or may not be better protein than peanut butter itself, unless Jamil wants to talk about that. That's up to you.
All right.
All right.
No.
No, you don't?
I
We'll
don't think I
pass?
want to know about pencils.
Alright, okay. But I'll just tell you, they're a tasty snack.
I
But
bet they are.
with that, let's get into our game. So I'll let you guys know that this week's game will be a little different. As I've said before, this episode is heavier than most. And with that, our game will be heavier. It's more of a story than a game, and will be a two-part series that will be continued by Elanna later on tonight. So let's get started with this Choose Your Own adventure. Basically, I'll read the story, Jamil, and then at certain key points, you'll tell me which you want to choose, and from there, I'll keep reading.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
You wake up and step out of bed. Grabbing your coat and standard work attire, you head downstairs for a quick brew of coffee, the McNabb family special, as you call it. a pastry, and then you're out the door. As you drive towards your work, your phone rings. It's your boss. You answer or ignore.
Answer.
Okay. You pick up the phone and answer the call. Your boss tells you that he needs you on the work site instead of at the office. You take a U-turn and head to meet with him. As you drive towards town, you see the protest starting back up again. You hope everything will go good again today. You pull up beside your coworker's car and step out to see the city around you on edge. The protesters have gathered once again to peacefully call for the rights of their fellow Americans, something you would have been doing if not for today being a workday. So far, the rioters have been far and few, but all it takes is a simple misstep to make the peaceful scene turn into dangerous pandemonium. Suddenly, the shop down the street from you bursts into flames. You turn to your coworker, lock eyes, then open your car doors and grab your gun or stun gun.
Stun.
Stun gun, okay. You pick up the stun gun and run towards the chaos in front of you. Your heart is pumping faster and faster, and the singe of fear grips your heart. Your hope is that you don't have to stun anyone. Your hope is nothing goes wrong, but you know something will. Pushing your way through the flames, you attempt to motion people to safety, away from them, but it's to no avail. As you work your way through the crowd, harsh glares, hits out of nowhere, and curses are rained down on you. In your mind, only two thoughts are racing. Keep these people alive, and find the culprit. Finally, you reach the shop. Your partner is clearing a path big enough for the fire trucks to get through, leaving you to find the culprit. But amongst this giant crowd, where does one even start? Then, along the ground, you see a trail of liquid. Stooping down, you smell it. Gasoline. You turn back to the crowd and work your way once again through it, trying to find the liquid path. Abruptly, it cuts out of the crowd and down a lone street where no one appears to be. With freedom to move, you break into a jog, hoping it isn't too late. Then out of the corner of your eye, you see a jacket rush around a corner. You give chase, and soon you're right on the heels of the runner. He leads you through alley upon alley until you arrive back where you started. The crowd. You rush in after them and somehow manage to grab hold of their hoodie. Jerked back, they halt mid-stride. Turning to face you, they smile a knowing smile, and then scream, "Help! I'm being attacked!" The crowd around you surges to the supposed cry of help, not knowing that they aid the one who almost hurt them all. Fists fly from the crowd, feet kick your body. You're on the ground, bleeding. Help is nowhere near, nor could they get to you if they wanted. You're overwhelmed by the many bodies entangled, and your vision is blurred from the hits. You struggle to your feet, trying to get out of the danger. A figure near you seems to turn. Though your sight is still returning, you recognize the color as that of matching the arsonist's jacket. They appear to leap towards you when you glimpse a shiny object pulled from the depths of their coat. Your reflexes take over. Your hand reaches down to your side, and you pull out the stun gun. You fire. The figure drops. The crowd steps back. Your vision returns long enough for you to realize that below you is not the arsonist, but a young teen, wearing the same outfit as the culprit. A shiny, silver necklace lays beside them. As your wounds get the best of you, you realize that the face of the teen looks familiar. You hit the cement hard. The world goes black. And that ends story 1 for the
That's
Choose
tough.
Your Own Adventure.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Good job.
And part 2 will be with Elanna when she joins soon.
That's cool.
But with that game out of the way, a heavy game with that, but that ends our time with Jamiel, who set records and brought very good insights to the show.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me and making me look dumb.
It was not intentional. Or was it?
Sure. Sure. Alright.
Well,
you're not getting those points back, by the way. You'll know what that means. Alright, go ahead.
I do know what that means. That's funny.
Yeah.
I get the joke. Well, we will see you in the finale.
Alright, see you.
Alright, let's see if we can get Elanna on the call. Elanna, oh, there she is! Welcome to the call, Elanna!
Hello!
We are so glad to have you on the show. And as I ask most of my guests, could you give us a little background about yourself to let the audience know who you are?
Okay, well, my name is Elanna, as David has stated. I am a junior in high school now. I love theater. I love cats, not dogs. Dogs are... I'm not okay with them.
Okay, pause. We're removing you from the show. It's a dogs-only show.
Oh, well,
we eat
sure,
cats.
I love dogs.
We love dogs.
Oh. Okay. I love dogs. Sure. um, I guess that's about it. Not
Wow.
that interesting.
I mean, that's okay, as long as you just like dogs and not cats.
Oh, and David likes to point out that I'm very short.
Very true,
So
very true. I was going to pull it up if
there's
you
that
didn't,
too.
so
Yeah.
very, very true. Yeah. Also, fun fact for you guys, because I do a regular fun fact for the show. Elanna is the shortest guest we've had so far. Just saying.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh wow. That's
And even if
crazy.
it wasn't, I would still say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. With that, are you ready for some trivia?
I am ready.
Okay, so I'll give you some stats on where we are right now. So,
Okay.
third place is 6 out of 10 right now. Tied 3
Mhm.
ways with the Lake Hal meme page of 2 of their admins and Lake Hal Theater Company meme page with Robbie. And then
Ooh.
after that, for second right now is actually Toby with 8 out of 10. And first place is Caitlin with 9 out of 10.
Nice.
So we will see where you rank on this. You can do
Hopefully I do
this.
well.
I believe in you. All right, we're
Thank
going to
you.
start easy with your topping being government trivia. So remember,
Government.
no
Oh
phones,
boy.
no cheating, and if I see that you're using a computer or hacking, I will kill you. No threats. Well,
Just logging
I'll be
into
right
my
back.
laptop.
If you guys hear a gunshot, it wasn't me. Was it?
What?
All right.
No, of course not.
Yeah, totally not me.
No.
Okay. Question 1. How long is a presidential term?
4 years.
Well, easy right off the bat. 1 point on a roll here.
Boom.
What formally made the vice president the successor to the president? What is
What?
needed to make the vice president the president?
Ooh. I want to say if the president dies.
Final answer.
Oh, okay.
Is that your final
Cool.
answer?
Yes, that's it.
That is correct. You good. You good. That's 2. That's 2.
Okay.
Very morbid, but that's good for you,
Yeah.
not them.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the vice president's
Hopefully not
good.
me. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's chilling, making 400K a year. So like, let's see. Okay, definition question here. What is a pardon?
A pardon?
Pardon.
Does it have to be exact?
No, it's not. Exact wordings from Merriam-Webster. Go. No, just kidding. Yeah. Give your own definition of it. If it's close enough, we'll give it.
A pardon. That's when the president gives a type of pass on, I don't want to say a crime, but I guess you could say a crime, and like let somebody go, I guess.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the term used when you go up to someone, you go pardon, and they stop and they listen to you.
Oh.
Yeah. No, just
Wow.
kidding. You're right. You're good. That's 3 out of 10.
Yay!
All right. Moving on to the next one. Another definition here. What is a surplus?
A surplus. Oh.
Something the
Ooh,
U.S.
this
does not
one.
have.
A surplus?
Yeah, definitely not in the economics section.
No, I feel like a surplus is like an obsessive amount, like a lot of something.
That is correct. Nice job.
Wow. Okay,
Yep.
I'm doing better than I thought.
You're doing great so far. You're on a very good roll. Okay. Let's see. Number 5. Who was the first president to live in the White House?
The first president to live in the White House.
Some history here. Some history.
Wow. I feel like I'm gonna sound really stupid if I get this wrong.
You won't. She will. She will.
Hey.
What?
I'm gonna say Thomas Jefferson.
Final answer.
Final answer.
That is wrong. The correct answer was John Adams. You are no longer a U.S. citizen. Goodbye.
Oh, well, my bad.
No, you're good. You're fine. It's simple. I probably would have guessed Thomas. Yeah, old Jeffy really liked the White House. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's see. Okay, here's more history. This is where you need Toby, honestly. When was the U.S. government established?
The U.S. government? was in the 1700s. I'm gonna say 1777.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Well, since we're doing basically a stay in the range of 10 years, you're still wrong. And it's
Oh, wow.
1789. I just give you
Oh,
hope.
come on. Okay, 1777. That was Declaration of Independence, right?
Don't ask me. Don't ask. No, I think
David,
it's
you're supposed to
Declaration.
know.
I'm supposed to know everything. I know, and I do. I just didn't want to give it away, because then you would know. That's not good. Short people knowing everything, not a good thing.
Hey. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, well.
yeah. Let's see. Next one. Okay, you like this guy. You've been bringing him up a lot in this, so I think you'll get it. Who drafted the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson?
Yes, old Jeffy. Old Jeffy.
Whoa!
You're right.
Can't
Nice
believe
job.
I got it right.
So right now, if you get the rest right, you're tied for second with Toby, which is quite an accomplishment.
That would be so crazy. I think Toby would be upset if I tied with him.
Oh, well, I mean, in the finale, you can still beat him, so
I am planning on it.
you can do this. We believe in you. Next one up
Ooh.
here. Who wrote the U.S. National Anthem?
The U.S. National Anthem. Oh, I know this. Wait.
You can do this.
Oh.
It's locked in your brain. You can do this.
I know.
Locked
I
in your
know
brain.
his name.
You can do it.
Cause he was watching.
Mm-hmm.
He was watching the battle,
Yep.
right?
Lazily. Letting his
Lazily.
fellow soldiers
Sure.
die.
Sure, you could say lazily.
Yep.
Oh God, I don't know his name.
You can do this.
Am I allowed to
You can do
skip
this.
the question?
No, you cannot skip the question.
Okay. Wow, I feel really bad for not knowing this.
Yeah, you are no true American.
I'm sorry. I don't get asked this on the daily.
One hint.
Okay. One hint.
Alright, you sure you want to use this right now?
Yes.
I'm looking at the rest of the... Yeah, you should be able to get the other two. So, okay. His last name
Good.
has to deal with a lock.
A lock?
Last name has to deal with a lock. In some way, shape, or form.
Francis Scott Key.
Correct, yeah. That's why I said it was locked in your brain.
Thank you. Very funny.
You're good. You're okay. No, you still got this. Two left. You've already
Okay.
passed, I believe. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you're tied for third right now. You get the next one. You claim second as your you claim third as your own instead of a tie, and you get one more. You tie with second with Toby.
Okay.
A lot writing on this.
One. Yeah.
History again. What is the nickname for the old regulations requiring racial segregation?
Racial segregation? Hold on, say the question again.
Okay. What is the nickname for the old regulations requiring racial segregation? My dad is giving you hints because he popped into the room and he's answering each question. He's got
really?
10 out. He's got what 8 out of 10 now, I think. Yeah, he's doing well.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he knows his stuff. The term for racial segregation?
No, the term for the laws that were placed into it. It's a nickname for them.
Laws?
Basically the laws that enforced racial segregation made it mandated.
David, I'm feeling really, really stupid right now.
You can phone a friend and call in Toby. He's on the line.
Okay, I'm calling in Toby.
That really stinks because he's not on the line.
Dang it. It'd be great to have a hint from an award-winning playwriter.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
He knows so much.
He knows everything.
He does. At least he thinks so.
Is it an act?
No, it's a law. It's laws.
It's laws.
What are the name of the laws? Nickname of the laws.
Name of the laws. Racism.
Final answer?
Final answer. Final answer.
I am sorry. The name is Jim Crow. Jim Crow laws.
Oh.
And now it floods back into memory.
Yep. Just me forgetting everything.
That's okay. This can secure you for, I believe, your own. Well, if you get this, you secure your own third place. You will be on the leaderboards third.
If I don't, I tie.
If you don't, you tie for third. Three-way tie. So I mean, it's still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Okay.
And these aren't final until the finale is over. So.
Ooh. Okay. Well, there's still hope for me then.
There is still hope. Let's see. Next and last question. What is the phrase on the back of the dollar bill? Or on the dollar bill in general? No grabbing your wallet.
In God we trust.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Sorry. You're right.
Oh my gosh. You scared me for a second. I was like, wait. How can that not be right?
Check your money, but it is. No, it's not. You're blind.
I thought it was right.
Well, you just secured third place, beating the meme page, two of the meme page admins, and Lake Howe meme page. I mean, Lake Howe and Theater Company. So great job there, securing third on that title board.
I guess I kind of know my government.
You kind of do, and you kind of don't, because you missed like presidents and all that. But you know, who cares?
Okay, whatever.
If you were Toby, you'd get them all right. Just kidding. He didn't. Right. He missed two. So hot, Toby. You're not perfect.
That's very true. Well, his topic was like what, wars and stuff?
Yeah, I regret that decision very much. So I just have a whole bunch ready to go, and then it ended up Toby, and I'm like, and your topic is wars, and I went immediately. I regret that decision that it fell on you. Yeah.
Nice.
Guess it was luck for him, just like he got lucky winning Best in Show Playwriting.
He was very lucky.
All luck, no skill, Toby. All luck, no skill.
No skill at all.
No skill. All right. Well, with that, are you ready to talk about world news? Get down to gravity, and really intense. All right.
I'm ready.
So, folks, we're going to be talking about current events. These aren't as light as usual, so I'm just going to say once again that if you guys get offended easily, if you have little kids in the room, you don't really want to hear certain things, I would ask them to leave this time, because the topics we're going to be discussing are quite intense for some ages. And with that, let's get started. Today's topic is social justice.
Social injustice.
Yep, social injustice. What are your thoughts on this wide topic?
Wow. It is a very wide topic. I mean, it's a thing that's been going on for a very long time.
Definitely.
And there hasn't been much change or move to fix it. Like, things have gotten better, obviously, but, you know, there are still lots of problems with our current situation. And now that it's coming back into topic of conversation on the daily, a lot more people are becoming aware of it and seeing how it's just affecting everybody in their daily lives. So I don't know. It's a lot to talk about.
For sure. We can concise this a little bit. We can make it a little bit more focused. So, like, in the situation of the protesters who are fighting for their rights and the rights of their fellow Americans, what do you think, like, how would you think that the social system, the justice system currently is handling these things? Have you seen really any movements by the justice system to change things, like the courts and all that, or have you not really seen that much? And do you believe that there should be if you haven't? Or if you have, is it good enough? A lot of loaded questions, but you know.
Yeah.
And with that, solve world peace as we're at it. Okay? Just
solve world peace.
Yeah, world peace.
A lot of pressure. Okay. Okay, so with the protesting, there's obviously a lot of people who think that there needs to be a drastic change in our, not only our government, but in our police departments and other departments that are, you know, heavily funded. Change-wise, I haven't seen much of a difference. I mean, the news only shows so much. They only show what's interesting, what's going to get views. So it's hard to really give a I don't.
Solid answer on this.
Yeah, solid answer. Because there's just a lot of things that happen behind the scenes too that you aren't aware of. Um, but yeah, I haven't seen much of a change, but I'm hoping that there will be some very soon.
I think a lot of people are at this time as well, and it
Mm-hmm.
needs to happen. But with that, and that very deep conversation, just like the one we had with Jamiel, we're going to move on. And we're going to be discussing next week, if you guys tune in, we're going to be discussing how phones are actually the cause of people's heads exploding just spontaneously, unless Elanna wants to discuss that real quick.
Oh, it's very true.
Very
It's
true?
very true. That's all I can say. It's just true.
Oh, well, very concise, to the point. You guys now know it's very true. And with that, that ends our little news section. And we're going to go into our game. And I would like to say it's going to get lighthearted, but it's not. Because
Oh boy.
it's a very deep philosophical and societal look at things. So we're gonna do this. Don't really expect a lot of laughs, maybe some tears, but
That's okay. Sometimes you need a good cry.
yeah, there's a time to laugh, time to cry. So,
Yeah.
all right,
And we're gonna make you cry.
yep, we are. If you don't cry, we have people looking through your phone cameras. You better be crying.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I expect to see a few tears.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's a threat.
Yeah.
That's a threat. Alright, so we're going to be doing a choose your own adventure, just like we did with Jamiel. And basically, just like that, it will be set in the same storyline, but with different characters. So let's take a look at this. Elanna will be basically choosing what the character does at the story points, and we're going to see what happens. Are you ready, Elanna?
Oh boy. Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, let's begin. Story 2. You wake up and hop out of bed. You head downstairs for a quick breakfast, and then you're out the door. As you drive towards town, your phone rings. It's a message from your friend. Should you answer it or ignore it?
I'm driving, right?
That is correct. Just a text message.
Just a text message.
Should she? Should she not, folks?
I'm gonna say ignore it.
Ignoring the text, okay. You ignore the message and keep driving. Whatever it is, it can wait till you get there. Mama always said to watch your habit of texting while driving, and what better time to start than now? The car in front of you hits their brakes, a little sharply to make a turn. You change lanes and pass them. You pull up to the shop a few minutes later and grab a coffee. Waiting inside the cafe, you grab a stand. Well, typos, folks. you stand rather than grabbing a seat, eager to get out there the moment your friend arrives with the signs. Maybe today someone will notice. Maybe today something will change. Even if he may not be the person, you may not be the person who causes the change specifically, at least you know you were a part of setting your fellow Americans free. You notice the TV above the counter is continuing their 24/7 run of the protest, calling most of the protesters dangerous and self-destructive to America as a whole. Don't they get that America as a whole was already broken? Don't they get that the freedom the country stands for is a lie, if not everyone is truly free? Yes, the true rioters are causing problems, but they shouldn't cause us, the good people, to be thrown in with them. Behind you, the door to the shop opens. You turn or continue to watch the TV.
I'm gonna say turn. You never know who's gonna walk in.
Okay. She says, turn.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing the door open, you turn in hopes that it's James, your friend, walking with the signs. It's not. Instead, some guy with a hoodie waltzes in like he owns the place. You turn back to the TV when you notice something in their pocket. A wine bottle. Strange. Not illegal, but strange. Suddenly, the man whips the bottle out of his pocket with a lighter. You cry out to warn everyone as he lights it, and throws it behind the counter. Fire spreads rapidly, and you grab the person next to you, barely pulling them out in the time before the whole shop burst into flames. Those behind the counter had run the opposite ways from the door. Here's to hoping there was a back exit door. You turn to glimpse a guy running away from the scene. You turn to follow, but are cut off by an officer running full force after them into the crowd. You hope he catches them. Shaken, you turn to your phone in the hopes of calling your mom and notices a message from her already waiting for you. That's your mom. She probably knows the news before the news networks even do. Before you can read the message, however, James pops up beside you with the signs. James tells you that Channel 8 just pulled up. Realizing the urgency of the situation, you grab your signs and rush into the crowd, hoping to get them caught on camera. As you shove your way through the crowd, you remember how you were impacted by the words on the sign. How do we stop racism? Stop talking about it. James' sign reads, I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you stop calling me a black man. Morgan Freeman first said it, and man did it hit you hard. It's the truth America needs, and if you can get it shown on TV, then maybe it will change someone's mind. Someone who might change the future for the better. You near the camera, and the people start rolling. You raise your sign for them to view, and then it happens. A cry from behind you calls out for help. You drop the sign and run towards it. You don't know what's happening, you don't know why. You just know you have to help. In front of you, the crowd seems to widen up as a cop steps towards a helpless man. Though the man looks familiar, you don't have time to think on it as you rush to his aid. The crowd around you beats you to it, though, as they shove the cop to the ground, keeping him from hitting the victim. That's when you see it. The guy who the crowd is protecting is the guy who is running away from the cafe. He begins to move towards the downed officer, and within his jacket you spot a knife. Do you rush him or alert the people near him to take him down?
I would alert the people near him.
Okay. You alert the people near them without a thought. You push your way to the inner circle, crying out warnings of the impending danger. Right as you reach the edge, however, you trip over a foot and dive straight through the line surrounding the officer and the man, and hit the guy straight on the shoulder, launching him into the crowd and you backwards towards the ground. Your body slowly turns towards the ground as you fall, and you glimpse the blood-splattered face and body of the injured cop on the ground. His face is twisted in agony, yet seems familiar. His eyes move rapidly, trying to gain a sense of his surroundings. As time moves slower and slower, your eyes lock. Yet he seems disoriented. His hand goes to his side and he pulls something out. A loud sound breaks the silence. Something hits you. The world goes dark. Your body hits the ground and your phone slides out of your pocket. The message from your mom still sitting unread. Son, don't forget to drop by McNabb's house on your way home from the rallies. We're going to have his favorite dish for this month at your game night. Meatloaf. Stay safe. Love, Mom. The end.
Did I kill him?
I don't know. You may have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna say what happened. But yeah. So that is the not so fun game, but some
Not
truth
so
to be
fun.
told.
Yeah. Whew.
Well, on that sad note, that ends the game time. Kind of thankfully that we don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
But with that, that also ends our time with Elanna. So thank you for being on the show and being able to tackle the tough topics and willing to endure this pain as well.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed being on it. It's nice to talk about things.
Good
like this.
to do so. Well, thank you for being on the show, and we'll see you in the finale.
Yes.
Hey guys, so with that, and that heavy, really heavy story, we're gonna move on to the final part of the night, which will actually be probably the lightest thing throughout the whole entire episode, which will be our late night texts. And then after that, a couple announcements, and then some more. So let's get started on our late night texts. A late night text to the word series. S-E-R-I-E-S. Now, usually this wouldn't be a funny word, but let's just say it's been bugging me for like 4 weeks now, because the fact of the matter is, I want to say series is. I mean, it sounds correct, right? I mean, the plural. It's just the plural version, but apparently the plural version of series is series. Yeah, I don't like that. It just doesn't make sense to me grammatically, and therefore is just really bugged me for the longest time, and I just wanted to put that out there, that thank you for bugging me for 2 weeks. Not that funny, but for me, quite aggravating. Thank you. Thank you to gnats for being some of the most irritating and quite confusing creatures out there. I mean, seriously, what, are you like pranksters or something? You're over there like, hey, Jimmy, watch this. I'm going to go skydive into the guy's ear, or I'm going to go attack his eyes. Like, what do you get out of it? Like, you're like hitting a wall. Do you like self-abuse or something? I don't know. You're very strange. Please stop. Thank you. And thank you, Zoom calls, and all the people within it. And I mean, seriously, every single Zoom call has these people. I mean, you got the always unmuted person who doesn't know that they're muted. Unmuted. You've got the put some clothes on, man. I mean, dude, like, there's always someone that's, like, not wearing enough clothing. I mean, come on, guys. It's simple. Get dressed in the mornings. Then there's the never there person. The person that was supposed to join the call and just never shows up. Then there's the no mic, no camera guy. I mean, in quotations, air quotes. They totally have it. It's just I used to get out of it. I mean, how many of you have done that in an FLVS or online schooling classroom? Raise your hands. Yep, I thought so. Thank you. Food eater. I mean, seriously, there's always one person that's in there on the Zoom call eating food. I mean, what's with that? Like, you should be doing that during lunch. We don't want to see you eat. Thanks so much. Then there's the TV watcher. I mean, the guy that's always, like, looking to the side, and supposedly he's focused, but we all know he's got his phone over there, and he's watching, what, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus? I don't know. Then there's always the crazy background person. I mean, seriously, they have, like, the weirdest, most entertaining things going on in the background. It could be a full-on train heist in the background, and it would make sense, because it just happens every single call. And then finally, there's always the not-so-tech-savvy leader, who's always like, hi, guys, oops, and then you see them go muted, because they muted themselves. Like, it always happens. It's always them. So, to you guys, I'll say, thank you for making Zoom what it truly is. Chaos. And with that, that ends our late night texts. So obviously this was a quite more serious topic show tonight. And obviously we had some stream mishaps, so don't expect it to be on the story. And here are our announcements, just so you guys can know what's happening. So first off, with this episode and episode 8, which has been a little late in coming out, it's all been due to technical difficulties. So they will both be edited and released hopefully within the next 2 days. That is my goal. On top of that, and don't worry, with the releases there will be no lag, because this is also records at perfect quality. In addition to that, on Monday, we have our finale voting, where you can vote for who you think will be the winning contestant in the games, in the trivia, and so on and so forth. Then on Wednesday, we have our finale info live stream, which will give us a little bit of a sneak peek, and also be a Q&A session for you guys to ask questions you have about the finale, and things like that. Then following that, on the following day, Thursday, we will be having voting. That's right, just like we had this week, for basically the next thing you guys want to see be revealed early. And with that, that ends, I think, all of our announcements. Stay tuned for next week, and after our outro, there will be a video that was played at the beginning of the stream, so if you missed it, I would recommend watching it. It's pretty good. Okay, guys, we will see you next stream.